This phone is made for multitasking and productivity, not social media doom scrolling. And that's mostly because social media apps look terrible on it. But what does it mean to be productive on a smartphone? Well, I spent months with the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and I don't know. But this phone, I love it. And I hate it. And I love it. But I do hate it. The Galaxy Z Fold 4 mostly looks like the Fold 3 before it, but now the external display is like a smidgen wider. Even with this upgrade, I still found the external screen to be kind of hard for prolonged chatting. You know, it's there so that you can take care of quick smartphone stuff like replying or making quick searches or ordering food. I kind of wish Samsung made it more like the Oppo Find N, which has a much more comfortable to use external screen. But hey, it be what it be. To get the full experience, I also ordered this official S Pen case for the Fold 4. It is not the prettiest thing in the world, but let's be fair, it's pretty hard to make a functional case for the folding form factor. I do think that this case is an indispensable part of the Fold experience. For one, it obviously has the S Pen included. Now, why pay $1,800 for a phone that has a Wacom digitizer without making full use of it? Secondly, it's actually a modular case. You can remove the S Pen silo and put a foldable kickstand there. This made it much easier for me to enjoy YouTube videos while doing other stuff around the house and keeping the phone propped up. Admittedly, it's not ideal. If, say, you want to have the S Pen on there while you're out and about, this pocket makes the phone even thicker than it is and it becomes cumbersome to keep around or hold in your hand. Overall, I found that I use the S Pen much less with the Fold 4 than I did with the Galaxy Note or Galaxy S22 Ultra before it. The latter makes it super easy. Just pull out the pen, take a note, put it back, you're done. With the Z Fold, you can only pen write on the internal screen, so it demands this whole ritual of unfolding the phone, finding a comfortable position to hold it, and eventually taking your note. In this case, if you're just looking to make a quick memo, it makes much more sense to just quickly type write whatever you want on the external screen, put it in your pocket, you're good to go. It's a bit of a give and take. Here's hope that the Fold 5 will actually have room for the S Pen somewhere inside the phone, as some rumors suggest. Otherwise, the Galaxy Z Fold 4 really is a phone in its own category. Or, as we like to say here, category. On the software side, Samsung has made a lot of advancements to improve the quality of life. The persistent app dock on the bottom or the app's edge panel from the side can all call in apps in windowed or split screen mode. The phone invites you, nay, it begs you to use it for multitasking. Look, sometimes this multitasking entails having a YouTube clip open in one half and reading an article on the other. Right, it's not huge stuff, but it's convenience. The phone really shines when you have huge swaths of text to go through, and when I'm out and about with just the Z Fold in my pocket and I have to check an article, I no longer wince, I just open it up and get to reading. Now, it's a squarish aspect ratio, which is great for text, but not so great for video. Most media is in 16:9, so you get these huge black bars top and bottom. Yeah, it's still a rather large picture that you get, but this isn't much bigger than the screen size of an iPhone 14 Pro Max or a Galaxy S22 Ultra. And you know how Samsung demoed that you can use the folding mechanism, just go halfway and prop up the camera to take better selfies? Well, actually, this did come in use. Over the holidays, I was taking photos at family gatherings. Of course, nobody had a tripod or anything, and I was able to set up the main camera of the Z Fold 4 to take group photos of all of us without someone having to be missing from the picture. The camera itself, we did cover it in our full review. It's not the best Samsung has to offer, but it's very good, it's consistent, it's dependable. Now, I wanted to take this device for the ultimate test. I wanted to take it and use the DeX suite inside the Galaxy Z Fold 4 as my main device for work, for media, for entertainment, for anything, for a couple of weeks. I just wanted to see if this phone, and only this phone, can enable that digital nomad lifestyle. See, at the office we have these workstations set up with just a USB hub, monitor and peripherals. So in theory, I can just walk in and plug the Fold 4, activate DeX mode and start doing my PhoneArena work. At home, I also have a spare monitor and Bluetooth mouse and keyboard, so the experiment continued on there as well. How did it work out? Surprisingly well, actually. Now, don't get me wrong, DeX still has its issues. They mainly come from Android and its apps that have been designed with touchscreen in mind, trying to mark and annotate text, trying to hit back within an app, or even using a keyboard in a different language is cumbersome and sometimes broken. Like, right clicks or even middle button clicks don't work on apps that have been designed for tapping with a finger. I did use DeX very generously with multiple tabs open in Chrome, YouTube running off to the side, a document open in Google Notes, and it was very stable. Surprisingly stable. Yeah, Chrome did crash like a couple of times, but I did not lose any work because I was working off the cloud at all times. It does have its quirks and inconsistencies, which you can get used to. You can actually do some work on the DeX, but when you get back to a desktop machine or a laptop, your brain instantly goes, wow, this can be so much smoother and easier. DeX just still lacks a flow. And this does come from the fact that it runs off an operating system that has been designed for touch and not mouse and keyboard. Speaking of Android, it's kind of at the core of some issues with the Z Fold as well. Now, props to Google that it was very quick to react to the rise of foldables and added responsive design to Android and the developer guidelines. Basically, when you open an app, it will check for screen resolution and aspect ratio and open in either a smartphone or tablet layout. If it has one, that is. Instagram still looks horrible on an unfolded screen. Interestingly enough, you can end up opening the same app in two different states. For example, I had Google Chrome opened up with a bunch of tabs opened up for later, but one day as I opened Chrome, they were gone. All of my information. I was slightly irked. A couple of weeks after the fact, I opened a link that a colleague has sent to me, and it ended up opening my old instance of Chrome with all those aforementioned tabs still stored in there. So I had two different versions of Chrome running autonomously on the phone. Or if I open YouTube in folded mode and unfold the phone, I get this really ugly big interface which does not show me much. If I wait to unfold the phone and then open YouTube, I get this much better tablet layout. Also, I've noticed that some apps may get confused if I install them from the Play Store while the phone is unfolded. I just get the tablet version of the app. So with all these discoveries and the freedom of the big screen, but also the fragility of the device, it kind of makes me feel like an explorer. Samsung has had 4 generations to flesh it out. It's a really good device, but still kind of manages to feel like a really good experimental device. I like it. I also kind of can't wait to get rid of it and grab a normal Chocobar phone, but then again I never wanna let it go. It's kind of weird. Welcome to my brain. So as a final note, I guess I should be giving a thumbs up or thumbs down here, but it's not that easy. I do believe that this phone needs to exist and that there is a certain subset of users that would love it and get the most out of it. But most people won't. Even if you have $1,800 to spend on it, I don't think many people will get to explore, enjoy and use every little thing that the Z Fold 4 has to offer. So thanks for checking out our video. See you next time. Subscribe. Bye.